Having a Canadian PR and passport opens a lot of opportunities. You can travel visa-free to most countries in the world, have access to one of the best free healthcare systems in the world. Also, your kids and yourself have access to a very great educational system at an affordable cost. And let alone how people begin to see you when you have that Canadian passport. But how do you actually get it? Well, the answer is simple, you buy it. My name's Max, you might know me from Canada, where we help people move to Canada utilizing the International Student Immigration Pathway. Though we also do business immigration. This is why I decided to make this video, start this channel, so subscribe not to miss any Canada immigration updates. So you've already decided I want to get PR in Canada, invest in my future through a business purchase, through the business immigration route. Now the question is, how do you do it? Well, let's talk about the exact step-by-step process, but first, let's discuss the requirements for this immigration route. For you to be eligible for business immigration, you first of all need to have a net worth of typically at least $500,000 Canadian dollars. Second, you need to invest at least 200,000 Canadian dollars into an existing business or just build a business from scratch. And yes, this is much lower than that in the United States, where typically the lowest investment requirement is $800,000 US dollars. Now, the third requirement is for you to be at least 21 years old. The next one is to have at least 3 years of executive, managerial, or business ownership experience. And the last one would be to pass an English exam with CLB 5 at least, which is very low. And if you're watching this video, you can understand me, you'll definitely pass that English requirement. All right, perhaps you said yes to all of the above criteria, but now how do you actually make it happen from zero to PR? Let's talk about the exact step-by-step process. The first step is for you to choose a province where you want to go invest, build a business. And for this, you need to understand what your long-term goals are, as well as understand how much you're willing to dedicate to eventually contributing, financially speaking, to a business in Canada. Now feel free to download the table you see on the screen right now in the description to this video. It's free for you and it's a good starting point. Now the second step is you tipping your feet in the water. This is the expression of interest, or EOI. This is simply you telling one of the provinces you're interested in, hey, I want to come there, build a business or start a business, buy out a business, and I'm interested in living there. This process is really fast and quite straightforward. It's essentially a form that you fill out with a business summary so that the province can assess if it aligns with their objectives. Number 3, complete application. This one is a bit more complex, as when your EOI, or expression of interest, is successful, you'll be required to submit a complete business plan, which will include a lot of different factors in it. For example, an executive summary, services or products sold, location, market analysis with competition breakdown, market fit, marketing strategy, management and employee structures, financials with all of the current numbers and forecasts. This step takes about 90 days for net worth verification. Number 4, get a letter of support from the province. If everything you've done prior to this is successful, then you get a form that's R205, and essentially it tells the federal government that we want to support this immigrant and have him over to start a business. It's fairly fast and takes about 2 weeks. Number 5, apply for a self-employed work permit, or C11. This process is when the province gave you the green light and now you can finally bring yourself and your family over. Your kids could attend any public school for free, your spouse could also come here, and you would have enough time to start running your business and implementing the business plan that you had submitted to them prior. And the speed of this process really depends on the country where you come from, because for some countries it's 4 months, for others it's double of that. Number 6, operating the business. Now you're finally in Canada, running your business, making sure that everything runs according to the business plan, you're fulfilling the employment promises, and everyone's happy about it. So this would mean, according to the business stream you chose, you need to fulfill all of the requirements. Number 7, pass a check with a provincial representative. This typically happens either after the first 6 months or 12 months of you running the business. This is when a provincial representative from the Department of Immigration of the province comes in, checks whether everything functions properly, they check the documents, make sure that everything goes according to your business plan and you're not breaking any regulations, you're present there running that business. Number 8, apply for a provincial nomination. Now that you've done this business for 12 months plus, you're good to apply for the provincial nomination, which will give you enough points to then apply for permanent residency. And with this step, it's very important to take into account the processing times, because Each province is different, but typically takes between 1 to 12 months. Number 9, get PR. Now with everything you've gone through, it's time to pop that bottle of Moët and celebrate, because you and all of your family members are now permanent residents of Canada. In less than 3 years, you could apply for the Canadian citizenship. And now if you're at this stage where you feel like you want to invest your time and money into getting the Canadian permanent residency and moving to this beautiful country, we need to map out a strategy that works specifically for you. So click on the link in the description to this video to check out how we can connect and really assess what makes the most sense to you. If you have any suggestions, please drop them down below in the comments, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, because we got a lot more interesting content coming on business immigration to Canada.